Big deal. Phones me up Thursday night. You've got it. This is it. First book, Positive View of the next 3. I've written, 10, 13 books by then. So they're really excited by this. They want to invest in it. We're talking a huge amount of money. We're talking they want to take franchise, movies, that kind of thing. And I was just, I pretty much exploded. I just ran down Manchester and I called my friend and I said, what the hell do I do? My dream has come true. And she said, I think you need alcohol at this point. You need alcohol, you need friends, and you possibly need some chocolate too. So I went out and got all of those, and then the next half an hour he calls me again and he says, the literary world has just exploded. CSS Stella has just walked in and they've taken over this particular agency that was helping me. Your deal's fallen through. Absolutely. Right. Okay, back to square one. And no one was working at that point in the literary world. They were all just sitting talking about what had happened. It was like, they're the biggest gossips in the world. They just sat there, oh my God, oh my God. People were walking out on their jobs en masse. And I was sat there in the middle of it with, oh my God, what do I do? Happened not long after that. I was still writing, still putting my stuff out there. I just said, oh my God, it's all falling apart. But, you know what? It's fantastic. One of the biggest publishing houses in the world recognised my talent. Okay, it fell through, but they recognised my talent. If I can do that, I can do it again. It's fully possible. Pick myself up off the floor, start again, got back out there on the blog, hey guys, I need your support, I'm really down now. I just kept on going. And I got in touch with a friend who likes podcasting. So while we're getting ourselves back on our feet and we're trying to find the right agent and the right publishers, I'm still out there, I'm still blogging, and I start working with a guy who knows how to do podcasts. I don't know, have you guys heard of podcasts? You haven't heard of podcasts? Oh, it's great. It's great if you have. It's a fantastic medium for getting stuff, pretty much anything out there. You can find huge amounts of information. It's like a radio show, but it takes place online and they're pre-recorded. Some of them take place live, but it's a very, very simple thing to do. You can get the software open source. All you need is a mic and a computer. And you put it together, it takes 5-10 minutes, mine take half an hour, and you just put it out on the net. So my friend, because my friends were fantastic and support me, and I have this huge sort of following, bought me my website space, bought me my name, my logo, and he said, right, let's get this thing on the road. So I started podcasting, and it started building up followers. And then I discovered Twitter, which, as Lisa mentioned, is this fantastic new community where lots and lots of like-minded people are gathering. And by that time, I'd actually set up in business by myself because I discovered I'm absolutely hopeless at working for other people. I can't do a permanent job. I can't just sit there at my desk all day and do something that I don't believe in. I have to be doing something that fills me with passion, that fills me with excitement. Because I would show up for contract jobs, and the first thing I'd say is, I'm a writer, I write Amnar, this is fantastic, it's amazing, it's incredible. It's this amazing world where all of this fantastic stuff's going on. And I talk about it to people all the time. This is Io's story. This is the story of a girl who's discovering who she really is, how strong she is, how powerful she can be in the world, and most importantly, the difference she can make in other people's lives to change what is a brutal regime into something fantastic. So I'm out there telling this story to everyone, and they're going, what the hell are you doing in this office? So what I do is I take breaks, I work contracts, and then I stop and I take breaks. And as it got to the end of this break, I said, I can't stand it, I don't want to go into it again. And I had all my following on Twitter. And what I do is I was going to blogs and I just sit on, read other people's blogs, and I give them comments. And it wouldn't be, you should come and see my blog's fantastic, I tell you all of this magical stuff. I would say, wow, that's a really great story, that's fantastic stuff, you're really going places. And I get on Twitter and a friend would come on and go, I've just got a new client, I don't know how to deal with it. I don't know how to cope. So I'd say, get on Skype with me, because Skype's free and she's in the States, so calls are going to be expensive. Spent an hour talking to her about the stuff that I used to do for businesses. And she goes away and she says, I can handle this now. And a group of friends who had been experienced in this, because I had another few friends come to me and say, I'm really struggling with my writing. I want to write like you do. I want to be able to sit there and get 3,000 words written in an hour and know that they're good words and know that they're going to sound good. And enjoy my world as much as you do. So I would just sit there and talk to them and say, you know, this is what I do. I go and play with my world, I go and play with my characters, go and have fun with them, take them to the supermarket, take them to the mall. What are their experiences like? I tell you what, there's nothing like taking Amnar, who's never seen any sort of packaged goods before, to a supermarket. The reaction is just very bizarre. So this is what I was doing with them, and they said, well, you know what, you should be paid to do this. So what I did, I just stuck off on my blog, where I just talk about me and my life and what I'm doing. I just said, I'm thinking of being a writing coach. And 30 people immediately come along and start promoting me and saying, she's a writing coach now. Half an hour later, I had my first 2 clients. And I hadn't even set up a payment plan. So this is the power of online networking, online marketing, and how when you really work it, when you get out there as yourself, and you put yourself forward and how much you love what you do, people will come to you because they're like, I want what you've got. I want what you're doing. So I say to them, let's try this idea, let's try that idea. I'm not one of those people who likes tons and tons of followers who adore you. I like to have people go away and feel that they can go and take control of their own lives. Because that's what it's all about really for me. Because, I've sat in those offices and been surrounded by people who are doing jobs that make them miserable and unhappy. And they're sitting there and they'll often say to me, oh, I've been kicking around a few ideas for a book. And in a few years I might write something. Start now. Absolutely. Start now. Whatever it is you're going to do, start now. Amnar has just been taken out to the States to go and see some American publishers. This is how I talk about Amnar, by the way, so it's another person that lives in my life. I had to pack its suitcase and send it out there and say, off you go to the States, have fun. And to the guy who's taking it, please could you give me a window seat? You'll like the view. And basically, what I did, this guy came to me and said, I've listened to all of your podcasts. They're fantastic. You have a great manner with people. You've got a great way of expressing yourself. The book is fantastic. So I said, right, okay, I'll put you together a marketing package. Got onto Twitter, got in touch with a friend of mine who's a PR genius for authors. And I said, I need your help. And so she helped me write a pitch. Now, of course, writers really struggle, but she managed to take my garbled ideas of how my world looks. And she said, right, this is how it breaks down. This is your pitch. So I sent out the pitch to him. So I'm just waiting to hear now whether I've actually got, finally, that dream of actually being a published author, which is fantastic. But all the time that I've had through just putting myself out there and just being there and just keeping working at it and keeping believing and keeping picking myself up off the floor every time I fall down, is that feeling that you've got people behind you. I'm in contact with quite a few published authors now who either they want to come to me for their services, and they know I'm not published. They've got every advantage over me, but they struggle to write, and I don't. So they want to find out how to write like I do. And that's so exciting, because I get to work with these great people. And they come to me and they say, would you do a workshop with me? And I feel so honoured that I'm being trusted with being given this kind of support. And I keep giving it back out, because I think that's one of the other really important things that you should do when you get out there, is you give out and then you get back. But keep giving out. And don't expect to get any reward. Think of it as the pay it forward system. You give out, they give out to someone else. Who'll give out to someone else. Who'll give out to someone else. Because they understand the principle of passing that service on. But the most critical message is never give up, never surrender.